So I'm gonna start another stream. This is basically part 2 of my work in progress for knitting this blanket. First off, I guess I wanted to show you this real quick. So these are the leftover remains from the Pinkaboo yarn that I was using. And I'm probably gonna keep whatever scraps that I have with this blanket to make into like a cat toy. But I just wanted to show you how delicate and fragile this yarn can be, even though it looks pretty thick. I tied the ends right here to keep it from unraveling. We've got 2 little knots at the end. You can see those little 2 strands right here. Those 2 strands are basically what's holding the yarn in place. So with this other strand, I didn't tie the knots off yet. You know, I didn't tie the ends yet, and you can watch it come apart. Like, just pinching it makes it unravel. So, and we're left with those 2 little strands again. I don't know if you can see. So I'm going to tie off the ends, so that way when my kitty cat plays with it, it stays together. And I am streaming in the daytime this time. The last time I was working on this blanket, I streamed at night. But I think I'm going to try to stream during the day more than at night. Maybe nighttime for the weekends, but daytime for the weeks, like weekdays, so I'm not so tired when I have to get my son ready for school. So we left off on this aqua marled color, like the tie-dye color kind of thing, and we only have this much left of it. This is all I've got left of that ball of yarn, and so I don't have enough to complete a whole row. So I was going to start off with putting these 2 yarns together. Oh boy, I thought I had the end already. Finding the end is the hardest part. And my cat is like having a good day because I've got the windows open, so hopefully we don't hear any doggies barking, just birds chirping. I really did think I had this separated already. Whoops. It could be anywhere now. But usually it's in the middle of this ball of yarn. So I may have to unravel it to find the end. Let me know if you see it. Looking for the end of this string here, this yarn, without getting it all twisted up. Okay. Maybe I was looking at the other ball of yarn that I have. I was probably looking at this one when I was preparing the other day. Oh my gosh. I'm not panicking. So looking for an end. Here we go. Okay. Found what I was looking for. Now, as long as I don't make this a big old mess, big old knotted mess, I'll be okay. But, yes, I know the last time I was talking about hand knitting, I was referencing a song that I liked quite a bit that came out new relatively not too long ago, and by Arcadia, and it was called Fuzzy Planet. When I first started learning this hobby, I basically had that on repeat while I tried to get in the zone. So I'm going to tie this knot at the end here so it doesn't unravel, and then I'm going to cut it. Got these little sewing thread cutters. They seem to work better than my scissors at the house, my regular scissors. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is start with this end over here, and then I gotta get rid of some of this excess. But I want to make sure I can blend it in with my blanket relatively unnoticeable, because it looks like we're going to be pulling through for this next one. So kind of tie it off right there, cut it, because we're going to do a color swap. And we're going to add another skein. So this should be the last skein. Hopefully I didn't cut them too short. But typically with the thicker yarn, these this lighting method will produce a flame, so you can see that it's working, and then you just stick them together. You just put them together and kind of like, you know, roll it maybe in your hand to make sure that they don't create any major bumps. But this yarn kind of just melts. So I kind of just do it when it's hot. Pinch it. Kind of roll it. And then should stick together. Those two different skeins. Alright, so now we're going to do the pull through method. To start off, hopefully that doesn't look too bad. It won't look too bad once we tie it together with the other border piece. Okay, so we did a pull through. Now I want to do a push through. Oh wait, no. We're going to do all pull throughs. I forgot. Because we changed the color. So now I want to change the pattern. So yeah, we are doing pull through for every one of these loops now. So hopefully I won't be getting confused and lost. And hopefully I'm not in the, hopefully I don't forget and do the seed stitch or the purl stitch. Okay, which the purl stitch is the pushing through of the yarn, and the seed stitch is every other push through pull through with the loops. So we're just pulling through. This is the last skein, so when I'm done, when I have like 3 rows left of this color, maybe 3.5, I will try to cast off with the final border. And I guarantee you this set of blue on the blanket is going to be tighter than my first set of blue that I did when I was casting on, because when I was casting on I was getting used to the yarn and how it feels, how delicate it is. Yeah. So I'll be stitching, I'll be knitting for a few hours today. So I guess we'll see how much I get done, because I kind of leave the house around, well, I have an alarm clock set for 2:10, but I usually leave around 2:20 to go pick up my son from the bus stop. So he could either show up on time or be 30 minutes late if there's construction or a substitute bus driver. But they won't let my son off the bus unless there's an adult present, and if I'm not present, then they'll just take him back to school or the bus garage, I think. And then I'll have to figure out an arrangement to pick him up. So I've never done that, and I don't plan on doing that. But this is going to probably be my last stream for this blanket. Like I mentioned earlier, the first portion of the blanket that I've done, which was this right here, looks kind of loosey-goosey. Like if you move it around, you can see kind of like holes, and it might be uneven in places. I might go back to that, undo the end right over here, and kind of unloop it all and flock this whole blue. It means like unravel all this blue, and I'll flip the blanket around and act like I'm doing this part and just cast off like it's the new end of the blanket. But we'll see how it looks all together. So this should be faster than the last stream, because I was getting confused and having to restart because I didn't know where I left off with the seed stitch, which the seed stitch for the multicolored yarn and this stitch for the pink, which is the pearl stitch, was kind of new to me. I mean, I understood it. It was just my first time putting it in practice. Yeah. I opened up the windows today because it's relatively cool outside. It might be a little humid, but you know, I had the air set to 72 and it just wasn't gonna reach that. So it's like 67 outside right now, and there's supposed to be rain, and I like to listen to the rain. You guys hear my cat? He's saying hi. Tony says hi. I don't know what he wants though, other than to come up here and lay on my blanket. Yep. But he tends to do this from time to time. So I try to just lay him down so I can work around him. He might make the process slower. We'll see. No, he just ate some fuzz. No fuzz for you, guy. But yeah, like I mentioned the last time, I'm not using any knitting needles. I'm not using any crochet needles because I do not know how to do that yet. Started off with this finger knitting here a few weeks ago, like maybe 10 weeks ago, and I'm only gonna improve from there. If I get bored of finger knitting, I may try to learn arm knitting next. So that's like using my arms as knitting needles. But with me trying to figure out how to work this smaller yarn that I've been working with, and using 3 different patterns, stitch patterns, the border has kind of has some different sizing going on. It's like it's small in some areas, big in some areas, but over time it'll equal out and be the same size throughout. The yarn will give and take where it needs to. But I like to be as consistent as possible, and that's why I kind of go tight knitting for now, because that's just, I feel like if I if I knit loosely, then it'll just look like this and like uneven. But it just comes with practice and preference. Alright. I kind of keep one finger in the last loop that I made to keep the size consistent, so the yarn doesn't pull on it and make it smaller when I'm doing the new loop. Like I have my fingers like this, and then I switch it. My cat is hot dogging it right now. And Boots is just laying on the couch. My dog's just laying on the couch. Looking confused because Tony's acting up. So I'm charging my phone right now. If I can get it relatively charged in a decent amount of time, then I may play some music. Alright, so I made the loop where we tied that stuff off, and it looks pretty good. But now I'm going to connect the blue yarn to the old yarn where the border piece is. I can join the border piece now. And we're not going to mess with the border piece until we come back around. it is important to kind of keep your yarn laid out a little bit so you know how much you're working with, even though it's a fresh ball of yarn. Because I want to get ready to cast off eventually. So pulling through. You guys can make these blankets at home if you want. They have some nice tutorials online on YouTube, and I joined a couple hand knitting Facebook groups. Or you can have somebody else make you a blanket, but you might as well try to make it yourself. See if you like it. You might find it therapeutic to do. Because if you have somebody else make it for you, then of course it's going to be a little bit expensive when you buy it, depending on the seller. Because I've seen some blankets go for $200, as low as like baby blankets, maybe 40, maybe 40 or 60. Really depends on location of the seller, like if you're shipping it or not. But usually it goes price of the material times the amount of labor put in. And that is dictated by the difficulty of stitch pattern and colors and stuff. How many color changes you're doing. But this is for my own baby. And like I said, I made a blanket for my mom, and I've made a blanket for my kitty cat, and I've made a blanket for my friend's kitty cat, and each of those blankets had a matching pillow. And this one I'm going to try to do a tummy time pillow for this little tummy time blanket. I just need to find a tummy time pillow insert, or go off my own dimensions and use filling of some sort, whether it's polyfill, stuffing, or whatever leftover stuffing I may have in my crafting supplies. Because I know my mom just gave me 2 bags of stuffing that she took out of a pillow, so I could probably use that. It's just whatever can keep the form the best for a pillow. Okay, now we're going to tie this border piece on. This is the border piece. It creates an edge like this. And eventually it's going to be hooked up like this. I'm going to leave it alone. I watched Rocky 2 last night. It was something. Not gonna spoil the ending if you guys haven't seen it yet. Because it was my first time seeing it. Yeah, I'll eventually watch Rocky 3. Do you see the pattern coming in yet? It's just like lines going up like this. Whereas the pink, the lines are going this way. And then this one's alternating between the two. This one is. I was gonna do something real quick. I am using my laptop, so that's something. Oh wait. Let's see, my phone might not be charging because I have the display on. My phone's at 3%, so let me shut that light off. So I was just gonna play the new album off of Apple Music, so there's no ads via YouTube. But yes, this is the most common stitch that people do for these blankets. This is like the beginner stitch. It's just a simple knit stitch. So that's why maybe going relatively fast is because I've done a variation of this in almost every blanket I've made. Like the first blanket I did was knit stitch like this. The second blanket I made was the broken herringbone stitch. So it's like it was one of these stitches and then it was a zigzag for the next stitch. So it's like you turned a piece over like this and you stitch through it. So like, and then the third blanket I made was a double twisted rib stitch. So it's like the same thing as a broken herringbone, I feel, except instead of one twist, you do two twists and then a simple knit stitch. Also, I wanted to open the windows today because it gets hot working with this. It can get hot. It makes me feel like I'm wearing a sweater. So, I wanted a breeze. maybe I will do my tummy time pillow on stream as well once I figure out how I'm going to do it. And that will be with this yarn. That's what this yarn is for. Maiden Fair. And then I already have, I have one more skein of yarn at the house. I plan on getting more shades of purple for my sister-in-law. She likes purple, and I don't know if I'm gonna do a blanket for her. I want to do a blanket for her, but my brother says anything cat related she'll be happy with. So I thought about making or learning how to make a cat bed. Instead of a kitty blanket, I was just going to see if I could figure out how to make a cat bed. Yeah, initially I thought I'd use the Maiden Fair yarn for a border on this blanket, but you know, I didn't have any other skeins of it, so I thought it might look a little weird being a darker color than the what was it called? Something wishes. Watercolor wishes? Because this blue is called Aquamarled. I might have confused that earlier. Just like how I said the pink was Watercolor Wishes the other day when I meant to say it was Pinkaboo. Hopefully the audio is a little bit louder today compared to yesterday. Because the VOD can make it sound kind of quiet. At least that's how I feel. Don't know if it's true or not. Maybe it's just for me. Because I feel like the sound quality is different when I watch it on my phone compared to when I watch it on like my PC or something. So hopefully I can stream around this time on most days. Most weekdays, I should say, because I may have a few appointments in the future. Like September 9th, I have an appointment at 11 and 11:45. I think Tony missed you guys. Hopefully I can get Tony in one of my thumbnails for this VOD. I can already tell that this blue portion of the blanket is bigger than the other blue portion of the blanket that I did when I first started. It's kind of hard to scoot the blanket once Tony's on it though. Yes, I will be making him a cat toy with the leftover yarn from this blanket. Because I made him one with the thicker yarn the last time I was making a blanket. What's up? Yep. Finally streaming. I had to finish this blanket because it's for my baby, and baby's gonna be coming in probably less than 5 weeks. And I was putting off streaming because I was trying to nest, but this is part of the nesting. So, like I said, this blanket was on the table after I started it for a few weeks because I debated on streaming it, and then I finally was like, I think it's time. I think it's time to move forward so I can work on other projects around the house. Like this weekend, if it's not raining, we'll be painting the crib blue with some nice low odor paint that is safe for babies. Some Dutch Brothers paint. Tony doesn't make this easier, but that's okay. Like I said, I think he was missing you guys too, because this is the first stream that he showed up in. He wasn't paying attention to the first time I was streaming this blanket. But this is not his first time laying on them as I make them. I take it as a compliment. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to figure out all these blanket techniques, these stitchings, and then maybe figure out how to actually use a knitting needle or a crochet needle and start making yarn animals. I could probably do some custom animals for people, or maybe even try to make special characters. I was even thinking I could try to whip up something quick and easy, like do little hearts, like 3D hearts, and maybe gift them out to my subscribers or something. I don't know. Little keychains. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. But I need to take a sip of water soon. I know that. Thanks for coming by. What's up, Breb? I'm not even sure if I have shoutouts set up on my laptop or not. That's what I'm streaming from. Didn't have enough computer disk for this project to use it to stream at my PC. So I'm doing this at the table. Let's see if he'll play with his yarn. Tony loves the leftover yarn. He's over it. He's over it. He's like, I just want to relax. Is it almost time to listen to my song? Because my phone's supposed to be charging. Still at 3% though. We got some time. How's it looking though? How's the blanket looking? This is the last color that I'm adding. Maybe redo the first portion that is blue at the very beginning of the blanket, but that I'll probably attempt to do off stream because I have never done that yet. I haven't unraveled a cast on before, which is usually, it's the foundation chain. It should be relatively easy. It's just, it might be time consuming, and I don't know if I'll have time to do that today. And I don't know if I necessarily want to do a third stream for the blanket. I will do maybe more streams with other blankets in the future, but probably gonna start playing games here soon. Like I said, I haven't played WoW in a few weeks. I haven't played Fallout. Let's see, I played Among Us. I've been playing Among Us on my phone with my son at night before bedtime. But is there any other games I've been playing? He wants me to get better at Fortnite. He wants me to play more modern Rivals. Marvel Rivals, right? Not modern. He's 5. My son is 5, and he has like more than 30 victory royales for Fortnite. He actually started playing Rocket League, so I'll probably play some Rocket League with him, and I know he likes to play Fall Guys, so maybe I'll play Fall Guys with him. It's just I have not really been on my computer since I moved it out of the old guest room where I do my sleep streams, because now it's in my old room, where I used to actually sleep, and I changed that up. So everybody has switched rooms in this house except for my son. Because my old stream room is now the nursery. Let's see. I kind of forget that I have a computer. I'm probably going to switch gyms. Probably going to stop going to Planet Fitness and maybe start going to the Y. That way my husband and I can train, and we'll have somebody at the facility to watch the children. That way I don't have to rely on my mom watching my children while I go to the gym several times a week. Because before at Planet Fitness it was my husband staying and watching the kiddos while I was gone 2 hours at the gym. And for a little bit more money, we all can go. Plus, if you have a membership with the YMCA, then the public pools in town are free admission. Yeah. It will be nice. Probably gonna take it easy though, obviously, for the first few months so I can heal. And I gotta figure out what's safe and what's not safe for me to consume while I'm breastfeeding. Like, I think obviously the goal is to do some type of creatine in the future and maybe some other stuff, but like what's good for baby is most important. You know, can't just be throwing anything in my system. But yeah, I'm not going to be getting on any type of Ozempic. No way, nothing like that. I don't need it. I don't want it. I feel like just from looking at some people that take these weight loss drugs like that, kind of looks like they lose muscle, not just fat. Like I hear that it really ages you in appearance. I don't need that. I do not need that. It's like you lose all this weight and then you got loose skin, wrinkles everywhere. That's not what I want. Like if they take it, they need to go to the gym and they need to work out and fill up with muscle. Like you can't just take it and lose all the fat. And it's like, I don't know very much about it, but I know that there are good fats and bad fats. And does it get rid of the bad fats or the good fats too? We need some healthy fats. I don't know. Not doing it. I'm not even gonna entertain the matter. I'm not buying into it. Just going to lift like I did before, maybe a little bit more. I need to do a walkthrough of the YMCA to see what equipment they have. I know they have a pool indoors, which is nice. I can do some more swimming. I wonder if they've got a sauna. That'd be really cool. They probably don't though. I don't know. I'm thinking it's like a peak gym, but it's not. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure they have good amenities, but not all of them. Because the YMCA isn't too far from my house and it seems like it's relatively big. I just haven't gone past the front desk. Because I used to drop clients off there when I was a mental health professional before I became a stay-at-home mom. But I'll get back into roller skating, indoor and outdoor, when it's appropriate, which will be nice because that'll be like my cardio. Can't wait for that. I want to learn some cool dance moves. But yeah, I kind of want to start taking pre and creatine. Anyway, when the timing is right. Don't need it right off the bat. Yeah, I mean, you know, we've seen Kelly Osbourne in the news more recently because of Ozzy's passing, and it's like, Kelly doesn't even look like the same person. She looks like her mom. I know some of it's facial surgery, but she claims she didn't do it and that she's only been taking Ozempic or whatever. And it's like, you look like your mom, and she probably regrets it because before she had her dad's chubby cheeks. And if she were to look in the mirror, then she could be reminded of him more. Yeah, protein. Yeah. I'm sure that would be good for baby. For sure. Because I've been seeing a lot of these transformational videos of these girls, and it's like before protein and after protein. And it's like you can totally tell a difference. You need to feed your muscles. Yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy how much Kelly has changed and how much Jack looks the same. Anyway, we had a few people passing. I was talking about that in my last stream. You know, we had Ozzy, and then we had Hulk Hogan, and then some people know King Cobra, JFS, aka Josh Saunders. He's a YouTube streamer. And then I had a band member from one of my favorite bands pass away, even though he wasn't part of the band at the time because he just left the band this year. They had a mutual agreement, supposedly maybe a squabble, leaving one of the band members with a black eye, and then he gets in a motorcycle crash. And it's like, dude was safer on a tour bus, even though he was getting ready to tour with one of his other side projects in the UK. In Europe, anyway. I don't know if it was exactly the UK, but he was trying to do some things with his other bands, his other friends, because I think he thought Mastodon just got too big and might have sold out. Tried saying he didn't like the music, but really he was a ripper. I've knitted all of this, not on this one stream. No, I've knitted all this blue on stream so far. And last stream I knitted this color version, this multicolor one. But all the rest of the blanket was knitted before I started streaming it. That's how far I got before I decided to take a break and think about streaming it on, knitting on stream. So I was like, I'm almost done. I might as well just get it all the way done. And this is the 4th blanket that I've made. So not too bad. Some people start off and it looks more like this. When they their whole blankets look more like this. I mean, I'm not too happy with how this first part of the blue turned out. It looks too gappy and inconsistent, so I might go back and fix this part. I like the tighter knit. feel like, well, that's also the back side of the blanket, I guess. This is the front side. Kind of like how this is the back side of the blanket. Right here. Looks like a purl stitch, but on the front side it's the simple stitch. It's the primary stitch that people use. And this pink is the purl stitch, but when you flip it over, then it looks like the knit stitch with the lines. And this one's the seed stitch. So I used 3 different stitching patterns for this blanket. So that's my first time doing that, where I've made my other blankets with consistent patterns. Yep, gonna use up this blue ball yarn. When I get 3 rows of it left, then I will create my casting off border. I will complete the final edge. But then if I want to redo that other blue side, then I have to unravel my cast on and turn the blanket around, like flip it like how it is this way, and then just act like I'm doing this side and cast off again. That's what they say. I have not done that yet while making blankets, so it'd be my first time going back and redoing the beginning, just to make it, try to make it tighter, because it's too loose at the start, in my opinion. But yeah, have Juasa make some blankets for you guys. I'm sure she'd be good at it. Does she have any hobbies that she can just do while she's in the house? They've got looms, if people want to use looms too. That kind of makes things. I have not used a loom yet, but in the future, if I do more blankets, like if I were to have a business or something like that, or make custom blankets for people, then I would probably try to use a loom to make things more uniform. And there's looms that you can use now to where you can knit these kind of blankets while on the bed. Because usually you use the looms at tables or something, on tables. And I've only knitted at a table. I do not trust myself knitting on the bed because I feel like it would be inconsistent and not uniform throughout the blanket. But yeah, I'm just, for this simple stitch right here, this simple knit, I'm literally just pulling the yarn, pushing the yarn through the back side of the loop and pulling it through. That's it. Grab it and put it through the hole from the back side. I would try to listen to the music that I want to listen to on Apple Play, the Apple Store, right? Apple Music, with the laptop, but I feel like the times that I have tried to do that, I have to click each song individually. I don't know, I haven't figured out if there's a setting for playing all the way through, which I'm sure there is. I might have just listened to individual songs like that weren't all part of the same album or something like that. That might have prevented from playing songs in a row without me having to click new songs. But before this stream is over, I will play at least Fuzzy Planet by Arcadia. So I didn't do that yesterday, or the last time I streamed. Don't really want my whole video muted, my whole VOD. And this is interesting because this is the second ball of yarn that I've had out of like, I don't know, 20 or more, where the skein of yarn has been tied. So it's like there is a breakage at the factory. So they just tied the two pieces together. I think we'll get all this yarn done on this blanket. I'll probably be able to cast off. I feel a breeze, which is really nice. If I had a loom, I would probably attempt to make a blanket from outside during these colder months coming up here. It's gonna be fall soon. What is like September 22nd considered the first day of fall or something? But I think this blanket is relatively big to be considered a baby blanket. Like usually baby blankets are much smaller than this, like not 7 skeins worth of yarn. But that's okay. Where are you gonna lay? Tony is about as soft as this yarn. I'm not gonna lie. Tony might be softer, but it is pretty close. He's holding my hands. Sorry, I'm just working on the border edge piece. Alright, starting to go back. Dun, 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 dun. Tony, you're on my hand. Kind of making it a little difficult. Just want him, butt right here. And if I were to take a break from this blanket, like at the end of stream or something, and he's still here, he would take a nap on it. He finds them very comfortable. And of course I take a picture every time. I was trying to tell myself not too long ago that a skein a day, a skein a day, what's it called? Keeps the doctor away. That's it. And a skein is a yarn ball. How it's measured. progress. Uh-oh. I was gonna say, hopefully I didn't forget that last border piece. Oh no, what's going on here? I don't think you can see it. Can you see it? Maybe that's why Tony's up here. He's trying to tell me I was messing up. I might have to go back several... Look at him. I might have to go back several rows. Because I got this, this, and this right here. What is going on? Oi, oi, oi. I have to go back to at least right here. That's what Tony was telling me. He's like, don't keep going. But I have to be careful because some of these pieces of yarn are tied together, it seems. Whoopsies. Okay. We're almost to where we need to fix our mistake. I don't even know how that happened. So this is flocking. This is what it looks like to flock. You're just unweaving. Okay. Are we almost there yet? Think. Can we fix it right here? Or do we have to do one more? Let me try. I can't really see what I'm working with right here on the screen. Okay. So I think we'll be okay right here. It was just a few rows. We got it. Okay. Whew. It's a good thing I noticed it when I did. If I would have completed the blanket, casted it off and everything and not noticed the border was messed up, I don't know how I would not have noticed, but I did not notice for a while. Boy. Should be okay. But it looks kind of wonky. I'm just waiting patiently until I get to that side again to see how the border will look when I get back to there. So I can count the loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, Yeah, I think we're fine. I think I started with 33, so if I had 32, then something might have happened. Or 34. Thank you, Tony, for preventing me from going faster earlier. Who knows? Maybe I would have overlooked it. Or maybe Tony was the culprit. What time is it? 12:25? I still got a while before it's I got like 2 more hours before I have to go pick up my boy. I'm on the edge piece. It's looking good over here. And working our way back toward the other edge piece. Little Tony's trying to get his hairs woven into here. Trying to make the blanket softer. Hopefully the PC is not being too loud. I hear it working, the fans. Hopefully it's not too loud. Like I said, I think it's supposed to rain soon. But maybe not. Let me check. Oh, my phone's at 2% now. Just got a text. So let's see. Trying to have my husband, Flambeau 40, print something out for me at work. But I think I just need to send this somehow. I gotta send the handbook to get printed for my son's school, as well as the menus, the breakfast and lunch menu. Because my son's trying not to eat lunch. And it's like, bro, why aren't you eating this off the menu? Like, this is good stuff. And if you don't eat it at school, then we're gonna have to practice eating it at home. Because you should be eating food that is good for you. He was trying to say that the assorted fruit was hot at lunch. And it's like, huh? Why would the assorted fruit be hot at lunch? But he's saying that because they call it a hot lunch at school compared to a cold lunch, which is brought home from school. Or brought to school from home, I mean. Phone's gonna die. I have it plugged into the laptop, and I think that's why it's not working. Let me see. Sorry, one moment. Boomer trying to use email. Alright. La-di-da, la-di-da. 1% on my phone. I don't think this is charging. Should go run upstairs and plug it on my charging dock. Okay. Trying to make my way back to the edge that I had to fix. That is worse than a skipped stitch. And it's hard to tell if you skipped a stitch. Sometimes it takes you to flip the blanket over to see if there's any loose stitches. And sometimes you forget to do that before you combine skeins or cast off. I was gonna check the weather. That's what I was gonna do. Because I'm curious. How's the weather in your guys' area? just looked so wonky for a second there. Okay, I think we're back to normal. I don't know, something happened there. I think I still blame Tony. But yeah, I'm excited to be in a different category. Let me make sure I switched it from before. Yep. Nope. I'm gonna switch it. It's supposed to say crafting, not makers and crafters. It's supposed to be makers and crafting. La di da 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 da. I guess that dog was barking again last night, but I must have been dog tired that I didn't even notice. I watched Rocky 2 and then fell right to sleep. Reason why my phone's like dead is because I fell asleep with my phone underneath my back. Like, I had the alarm clock going off and my phone was under my back. Tony, is my blanket still messed up? Why are you here? He was being a distraction. Because he was meowing earlier. Feels like there's a knot in there compared to the other border pieces. And there very well could be a knot, because, like I said, I found a place or two where it seems like the manufacturer tied together the two parts of skein or whatever, like broken pieces. Which I don't know if that's a judge on quality or not. I think it's just a normal thing that happens in the factory sometimes. I mean, maybe it doesn't happen with the real thin yarn. Maybe the knots are normal. Maybe I will go charge my phone upstairs and then listen to the song on YouTube. I don't know. I don't like YouTube because of all the ads, but you can watch the music video from YouTube. Plus, I don't really want my phone away from me because it has the alarm clock on there for when I have to go. Tony's definitely gonna be in a thumbnail. In fact, each time I have to move this blanket because Tony's on here, it uncharges my phone. Supposedly between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. it's going to be raining. We've done all this blue so far. Tony. Kind of relaxing. I have the birds chirping in the background, and the crickets or cicadas, whatever those are, making noises. Got a breeze coming in every so often. I'll have some raindrops come in. Got a cat right here being sleepy. Yep, because pretty soon there's going to be a crying baby. Crying baby that wants to eat and sleep every 2 hours or so for a while. So my schedule might look a little different because right now, you know, I'm streaming during the day. The last time I streamed was at night. So who knows, it might be sporadic like that if I decide to stream in between on my breaks. Or I might be just trying to catch up on sleep. Maybe I'll have more sleep streams. Maybe I'll have more sleep streams. This guy's totally napping. Got the dog napping on the couch. Got the laptop fan humming, buzzing. I'm trying to figure out, did they pick a name for their baby in Rocky 2? I know the wife, I can't remember her name right now. Polly's sister, she was in a coma. Oops, try not to spoil it. But, did they end up picking Rocky Jr. as a name? Or are they gonna switch it up? That's my only question. For right now. Mm. Has it? It's probably been a couple of hours. Almost. I wonder if I should get up and walk around. Because you're really supposed to stand up at least once every hour, right? Tony looks so sleepy. Tony. You little stinker. I didn't plan for this. I should have, but I didn't. Because usually when he does this, I just kind of let him be. I let him take a little cat nap, and then when he gets up, I start working again. Okay. Probably gonna take a little tiny break here soon. Plug my phone in. Need to make sure I'm looking at my yarn, making sure I'll have enough for cast off soon, because I only have this much left. We're making progress, but we'll see if Tony will let me finish this off on stream or not. Or if he needs his cat toy. He might need his cat toy. take a little tiny break. Water break. Cat break. Potty break. more hour left. I think we'll be able to finish the casting off of this. I wonder if Tony's learning how to knit as he watches me. He's a sweet boy. He's really putting his hand right where I need to go. Oh, Tony. Oh, did I skip a one? I think you did it. You made me do it. Hold on. You're making me mess up, Tony. You goober. I still need ideas for Halloween. I wonder if my kiddo is going to be the size of a small pumpkin by the time he's ready to come out. And he's already been a butternut squash. He's the size of a honeydew melon right now, so what's next? What's next? Leaves are starting to fall. I want to go to the apple orchard soon. I want to go to 2 football games at the high school, since my son is part of the school district now. The same school district that I went to when I was younger. So the high school is where I graduated from. Got a stadium chair that I want to use. And I'll only have 2 home games to use it before the little one comes. And then for Labor Day we went to Hurricane Harbor for the last day of their season. but I think we're still gonna go to Six Flags for Boo Fest. I don't know if I'm gonna go and do the Fright Fest stuff. I mean, you might as well since you're gonna be there, but I don't know. It's like too demonic nowadays. It's like they've got, you know, the number of the beast written up everywhere and blah blah blah. It really looks like the devil's holiday. And I don't know if I want to subject my 5-year-old to that. We went last year, but I think he was too young to really notice anything. But I don't think we stayed all night. I don't know, he's been getting spooked on some of these mods for Fortnite and what is it called? Rainbow Friends or something? Friends with Rainbows or something? That game with the guys with the teeth and whatever. So next time I stream, I should be doing some gameplay though. You're gonna make me miss a loop again, buddy. We're almost done. He looks like he wants to just take a nap. You just want to take a nap, a little cat nap on his blanket. On this baby blanket. This is a sweet guy. Aww. Yeah, I got this little kitty cat when I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. So I took him home with me after living off base, and he's been with us ever since. He's been, I think he's more Americanized, so I think he knows 2 languages, and he's about 12 years old, maybe 13. He was a little typhoon survivor. That's what I'm told. I hear his mama was stuck in a typhoon with her kittens. And he was one of them. That's the lore anyways. We've only got a little bit of yarn left. It's almost time. Alright, where's my string at? Is it by his head? Sorry, Tony. Yep, his original name was Puss in Boots. And I didn't really want to call him Puss in Boots. Like, that's just too long. I didn't want to call him Puss. So I was like, well, what's the voice actor for Puss in Boots in the Shrek movies? And it's Antonio Banderas. So his name is Tony now. And we call him Tony Two Flags sometimes because he's Japanese American. And Banderas, you know, Antonio's last name means flag. So Tony Two Flags. He's got lots of nicknames we come up with over the years. I wonder how the casting off will go. It should be fine. I don't think I normally burn anything at the end. I think it's just tie off and tuck away kind of thing when I'm done with the edge piece. But I gotta make sure I have at least 3 rows of working yarn, maybe 3.5. Maybe 1 more row and then we'll try casting off. And if I need more yarn, then I'll just undo the last row I did and use that to cast off. So this, yeah, we're doing good. Make sure I didn't forget any more edge pieces. No rain yet. Did I say 1 more row? We can try 1 more row, but it'll be pushing it. Alright, let's try 1 more row. Try to keep it tight. train noises in the back. 112. Alright. Oh boy. Are you guys ready? I'm ready, I think. I feel like it's been a minute since I've tried, since I finished a blanket. So, we'll see how this goes. It's a little different than what I'm doing right now to do the final border, the final edge before tying it off. Might be a little tricky because the loops are a little small. Okay. So I think we put the two together. Hold on. I might have to watch a video. Let me watch a video real quick. Oh, my phone's upstairs. I just want to make sure I do it right the first time. This is one of my fourth blanket, but like I said, it's been a minute.
I've been using.
Don't care about ads. I don't even need sound. I just need a visual. I had the right idea. So put these two together, and then you put the string through. which I don't know how much string I need, so I don't want to cut anything off right now. Just put the string through. Oh. And then what? And then she says I have a loop at the end. I don't believe that. Same as advisor. And she's starting it with the other side, so hold on, let me go to a different video. Oi, oi, oi.
New DIY tutorial. Hey, Elise.
How do I not have sound? I don't want sound. Oh. Okay. Hold on a second. What? I'm supposed to... Hold on. Casting off. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? The frick? This... Sorry, Tony. He doesn't like what I'm doing here. He's like, just do it right, lady. Okay. But really, so it goes like this. Put these two together. And shove it in like this. With one loop. There. Okay, put this back here. Okay. Sorry, it's been a minute. Plus I'm used to working with bigger yarn. I feel. You dig? Alright, so this is how it's supposed to go. Is it coming together? like so. Just with the bigger loops, I'm able to shove the yarn in both of them at the same time. This one I kind of gotta do one at a time. Alright. Is it making sense? So I grab the loop at the top, I grab the loop that I've made previously, and I kind of make another loop with this yarn, shove that loop in the two loops. To make a new loop. That's what I'm supposed to do. What's going on? Okay. There. It is what it is. It is a work in progress. A hobby of mine as well, so I'm still learning, obviously. Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not pulling any loops out that I need to work with in the future. I feel like that's what's happening. These little loops are not helping. I guess that's one of the tips that they say when I was learning was that yes, you should make your last loops a little bit bigger than the rest of the loops you made, because you're gonna have to do this, so it might be a little tight. Maybe I just go like this. Yeah, I'll just make it a little bit tighter with this top loop right here to accommodate for this bottom loop. Maybe. Tony, I'm trying. This is the last bit of the blanket. The last thing I need to do. Oh, of course. What is this? Ultimate concentration right here. I mean, it does look a little tight, but it'll make do. It's just for a baby, right? It's just for a baby. Baby's not gonna know any difference. I think I got it. Oh my gosh. No, okay, that's fine. It's harder to cast off with this thin yarn than I thought it was going to be. With these small loops. But I think we've got it. And we should have enough thread or yarns for it, so that's important. Oh, I notice I'm pulling from this when I do that. I don't want to pull from there. Has there been any shows that you guys been watching? I know I've been talking quite a bit about the Rocky movies lately, because I've never seen them before, but shows wise, I guess the only thing I've been really watching lately is Taskmaster. I don't know, have you guys heard of Taskmaster? It's like a British show, and you gotta do silly, ridiculous tasks in order to win and be Taskmaster. Alex Horn is in it, and I think Greg Davies? I think that's the guy's name. They're pretty popular in the UK. It's just something to watch while we eat dinner and stuff. Some easy watching. We're almost there. And we've got a little bit of string left. So hopefully we can finish it off. Properly. I'm glad I didn't cut any off. Alright, so putting these two together, doing a loop inside. We've got one more to do with the edge piece right here. Put it through. And I'm tying it off. It's a little confusing. I think you just go like this. But I gotta be careful. I don't want to break it off. Look how square this edge is compared to the rounded edge over here. And this is the end of the, this is where I started right here, this blue. Alright, so we've got the border done. We've got this much yarn left. I think we just gotta tuck it in now. Well, tie it off first and then tuck it in. Because this yarn is so thin and delicate, it wants to break apart. Okay, so where should I stuff it? Maybe I should stuff it on this side. Because it looks so wonky. I think you can just do it however you want, as long as it looks decent. And I didn't look at the back side, so hopefully there's no missed loops, stitches. Alright, Tony, I need to check. You can lay on that a little bit, but I'm pretty much done. So we got this. Oh boy. I'm glad it looks like this anyways, because we used all the yarn that we had. You know, it might be a little curvy right here. Might be a little curvy on this side, but we used all the yarn that we had. Okay, back to the front. I don't know if I'm going to tuck this away yet, because I feel like I could go tighter. Or should I just leave it? I could probably just leave it. Should I tuck it away, guys? Does this look good for a baby? I can show how big it actually is when I stream with both cameras next. Because right now I'm just working with one camera. But I will show you my finished products next time I stream, when I do some gaming or something. I think it looks okay. Uh-oh. That looks a little weird on this side. Maybe that's what happened. Oh no. I can tie this off at least. I think I'm just going to tuck this until I decide what to do with it. Somehow. Maybe I'll be happy with it once I view it standing up completely, like it's full length, but right now it's just folded. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm just a perfectionist. But I think overall, the more you use this blanket, the more it will mold to the shape it needs to be anyway. Like, it'll even out with all the give and take that is in here. It's just, it's totally different compared to this side. You can see the difference, I think. It's so much tighter. Anyway, the next project that I do with yarn will be a tummy time pillow to go with this blanket. And in the future, I have already started to gather yarn for a bigger blanket. I'll show you the yarn that I picked out. But pretty much I want to do a variety of purple yarns. I guess you can see like how much bigger this is compared to the other. Like not just yardage wise, but the actual yarn size. It's quite different. The thickness of this is a size 7, and the thickness of this is size 6. So, those are my future projects. But for now, I think I'm going to take a break. If you haven't followed, please follow. If you do not have your notifications turned on, then could you turn those on for me? That would be great. So when I tell you I'm streaming, you'd be like, well, I didn't get your notification. Because you need to turn those on by hitting the little bell. But yeah, so I hope to play some WoW in the future, and maybe try doing Fallout again on Friday. Maybe do a sleep stream here or there, and maybe try some new games on stream, like new games for me on stream anyways, like Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, and Fall Guys. Maybe I'll do that. Who knows? Maybe some Rocket League if possible. But and those will, if I play those games in particular, it's probably gonna be with my son, because he's wanting me to play those games. And who knows, you know? Oh, what's the other game I was thinking of? If I could get my shaders figured out for Call of Duty, then maybe I'll play that more. Maybe I'll start doing more Hearthstone on days that WoW is having maintenance. We shall see. Until then, I will catch you on the flip side. Take care.